as I'm walking to my whip. I'm just reminiscing because I potentially just finished my last final of my college career of undergrad. We're going to be confident. I'm not saying I just finished my last final. So, within me saying that, I think college, I've had a lot of downfalls, also with a lot of positive moments as well. Coming into college, I was that guy, kid that made real good grades, that was involved with everything, played basketball, had the juice. And a lot of times, things came very easy to me. College came, juice still was there. Didn't play basketball, but I knew that I wanted to get my education, and I knew that I had a broader aspect of life. But then I didn't focus like I should have. So I'd go to class, like, man, I don't really need to study that much. I'm gonna get it, I'm smooth. Get the test back, fail. Another class, get the test back, fail. Boom. Little easy class, get an A. Other test, fail. I'm like, dang, this is a little different. But I go into a lot of these classes, though, saying to myself, man, you already know a little bit of that. You don't even need to study anymore. Like high school. But that wasn't the case. I learned a huge wake-up call. Ended up losing my scholarship for a year, full tuition. So then I'm like, man, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I going to do? That's why I started getting that mental development. I'm like, man, ain't no way I'm going to stop. I'm already in it. So I started thinking. I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. But then I'm like, I do know what I'm going to do. I'm going to push through and find a way. Call my parents. I'm like, I think I lost my scholarship for this semester. But I said, I'm not going to quit. If I need to, I'll work at UPS, whatever I got to do. A lot of other a lot of other my friends, they'd be like, if I don't have my scholarship, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably drop out, There's no way I can finish. Never in that mindset. And that's what I started to realize as well, too. People from my town, friends, past friends, stuff like that. They were expecting me to just give up. For the ones that knew. I could even tell back home times when there was something negative or something that went on that, in a sense, people couldn't even wait to see that some type of downfall was going on with me. My parents would notice it too. So what I did, like I said, I was saying I was going to work at UPS or whatever I could do. So mentally, I thought I'm going to finish. So then I ended up working at IT, got me a nice little job, ended up working in Sprint. I was able to help pay, through school, and some nice little loans. At the end of the day, I kept pushing through. So what happened at that point is, mentally, I still was preparing myself to keep finishing. And so I was involved in a lot of things as well, too. And I wanted to get my name out there as far as, being able to help the community, being able to help the campus community, all that. So what I did was I did put a lot of time in that. And then I was putting like a mid-balance with classes, a mid-balance with everything. So then I still started to have those grades that fluctuated. And I did pretty decent in some classes, but it was still always like an average type moment for me. So then I ended up, still trying to push through, ended up failing a few classes, getting very low grades in a few classes, still pushing through though. So I'm not going to give up. So even with my busy schedule and everything that I was trying to do, taking time to myself, personal develop, get that mental right, figure out routes for success for the future. I never truly found a balance for everything. And that's something I'm still working on to this day. But one thing I did notice that through the whole process of me figuring out what exactly that I'm trying to do and all that, I really realized that my mental was a lot higher than people around me. So what I mean by that is I was always one of the most competitive when it came to like grades, when it came to anything. And then with the grades, I started to not necessarily focus on achieving the highest level because I was already at a low point. My greatest competition was trying to outdo myself mentally. So mentally, I could have did a lot better with my grades, and I'm not saying that I shouldn't have did a lot better with my grades. But what I am saying is that mentally, the stage that I was at when I came into college and was getting those really good grades, I beat that now because I've learned how to get through adversity. I learned how to be resilient. I've learned how to push through downfalls. I've learned how to have stressful times or depression type times and go through things and be able to still get back. I've learned how to get low on money and still come back. I've learned how to pay my own bills. I've learned how to, fight through troubling times and all that. Before, things came easy, so I didn't get put in those positions. So even though I could have done better with my grades, and there's a lot of things I could have done better, mentally, I'm a lot better and a lot more advanced than what I was. So when I get here into this real world, yeah, I'm going to have struggles, for sure. There's going to be times when it's low on money. I may try to invest in a business. I don't get that loan. I don't have that money. It's a low point for that month. But I put myself in positions to be able to fight through that, through certain situations. So when those situations do arrive, it's not a complete shock. I put myself in positions to pay my own bills, because when I get into the real world, I don't have anybody paying my bills for me. I already know how to pay my bills. I put myself in positions to be able to save money, because when I get out into the real world, I may need money at a later date because of something that may happen or something that I may need it for. I put myself in positions to think for myself and to not let people or parents or family make decisions for me. And not a lot of people can say that. And each and every day that I would go to class, I had a problem still, with showing up late and things like that. But I will also always think that when I'm going to class and all that, I know my mentality is a lot higher than the rest. A lot of times, I'd have conversations with people, and sometimes those conversations would seem like it would kind of turn into who's more articulate or who can sound the best when somebody's talking to me. And then I would just realize that I can't keep debating with somebody on what sounds the best, who's more smart, who's more articulate. Why don't I put that into the drive and success that I want to do in order to be successful? Why don't I put that same time and energy into being the person that I say I want to be? Why don't I put the time and energy into figuring out my why, figuring out who I'm doing stuff for? And that's what I started to do. So now, when I'm doing something, or if somebody says, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, it's just terrible, life sucks. Life may be low, life may be the worst that ever hit, but there's a lot that we've done got through. So we can still get through a lot more. There's no reason for us to quit. What am I going to quit for? I'm a country boy from a small town, people in jail, people getting killed, all that stuff. You think I'm going to quit because of some little stuff that goes on? Because I lose a scholarship? Because I total a car? Because funds get low and I got to figure out how I can save to be able to, in order to pay all my bills? There's no way. That's where I'm not the average person. Because I know I'm going to have a story to tell. I know that those low grades and those points where I feel like I wasn't being capable of my full self, I know that's going to be a big success point for me in the future. I know there's multiple things or a few things in life that I never got to accomplish because I didn't put my full best effort to it. And there's some dreams that I may have not been able to accomplish because I didn't put the energy into those dreams. If I have a dream, I should be able to achieve whatever I want to. And if I say that I want to do something, I should be able to achieve that because I want to achieve it. And now I put myself in the positions to where if that's something that I want to do, we're going to do it. You know, it may take a little bit of time. You know, there may be some downfall with it, but it's going to get done. And nobody can stop that. Nobody can tell me it's not going to happen. Nobody can block me from attempting what or achieving what I want to attempt or to achieve. The only person that can stop me is me. The only person that can stop you is you. So I know this is a long little segment, and this may be something that I post. This may be something that I don't post, but it's just something just to tell those people, man, that no matter what, you can get through anything, you can do anything. There's been so many people that made millions of dollars, so many people that are as successful as they want to be, so many people that are doing what they want to do, that they may have had a terrible start. College may have been terrible, they didn't do good in class, they didn't get good grades, etc. But they found that mental, and they got out of that small mental trap, and they pushed through. I'm sure there was people that said that they couldn't do it, looked at them all crazy, saying, oh man, you're trash, you know, you ain't gonna get past nothing, you ain't never gonna be nothing in life. I was listening to Inky Johnson. He was talking about when the police officer said, you ain't gonna be nothing because I seen your uncles, they wasn't nothing, they went to jail. He said, I'm not them. Came back, playing for Tennessee. He said, I got through. You didn't think I was gonna get through. What that police officer said though is, I was saying that because I was gonna see how different you were. You know, in that situation, he was actually looking out for his future because he knew the potential that he had. You know, a lot of times, that's not the case. There's really people out here that don't think we're gonna do something because mentally that's what they see or what they feel. But we can talk all day about what we're gonna do. We can try to prove them wrong through our words and through how mentally smart we are or how, you know, articulate that we come off. But the only way we can really prove ourselves is by action. Being low, doing what we gotta do, making things happen. So there's a lot of things that I may have went through that's not known. There's a lot of success that I may have achieved and applied that I know is not known. There's a lot of goals and things I'm working on that's not gonna be known. But that's cool with me. I've never been the one to feel like I have to prove. At certain points, I feel like I've had to prove some people wrong. But now I get to the point where my actions prove those people wrong. And a lot of times when I'm doing things that are successful or doing things that are meaningful, people speak for me. So when you're doing your thing, for those people that are hating, those people that are real and that actually are invested in you, they'll speak for them. Oh, DeMarcus ain't doing this and that. DeMarcus ain't no real. What you talking about? I just seen DeMarcus do this. DeMarcus helped me with this last week. He looked out for me when I didn't have nothing. Shuts him up. I didn't have to say 2 words. The positive spoke for me. The negative, they disappeared. Just a little 15-minute rant though. I love it. Sun's out. You know, praying that we did well on the test. We didn't. It's just another milestone that we just got to finish. But we're getting through it. Yep.